Swazula, you pickle noses, how the hell are ya? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the new augments for Shakazulu, Lavos, and Trinity. I'm going to give you guys my verdict on them. I've been testing them a little bit on stream, off stream, and I have an idea as to which ones you should or shouldn't necessarily waste your time on. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. But before we get into the video, here's a quick message from today's sponsor. So today's video is sponsored by Opera GX. What is Opera GX? It is a free web browser designed for gamers and content creators specifically. Now at first I was a little bit skeptical for no particular reason, just thought, who needs web browsers? You know, it's no big deal, like whatever, I just use what I use. And now I'm kind of mad that I've been putting it off for so long because now I don't want anything else. I truly don't understand why anyone would use anything beside Opera GX. Let me walk you through a couple of the features right quick. So here we are on the home page of the home site of Opera GX. The first thing that I want to show you really quickly, because this is super juicy for a lot of internet users, is a built-in VPN down right here. And what's also really nice is a forced dark mode for any page that you find yourself on that you can toggle on and off, easy peasy. But that's not it. There's some other things that I want to show you. So if you're a weirdo like me or a content creator or anything, or you play video games that require a lot of, information, Wikipedia stuff and that kind of thing, you have a lot of tabs open. Well, you can fix that really easily by checking which one of your tabs are causing how much trouble and kill them off immediately with the click of a button, easy peasy. Or if you don't want to do that and you need the tabs open, then you can actually turn on a RAM limiter or a CPU limiter and tell Opera GX exactly how much RAM or CPU they're allowed to use for your applications. That will help you massively reduce the lag in your games if you're having issues with that, and that is just really, really phenomenal. I love that. Another thing that I like is how much stuff is integrated into Opera GX. Up here, Twitch integrated. It'll tell you how many people that you're subbed to or following are live at the moment. It'll tell you what they're playing, and just by the click of a button of these icons here, you'll go straight to their streams. You have Instagram integrated, Twitter integrated, Discord integrated. Look at this, you're right on Discord and you can do your thing. You like background music? Well, guess what? That's integrated too. Just go over here to the integration site and activate whichever music provider you want to use, and you can use that beautifully. It's really, really convenient. I have to say, this browser is truly amazing. It really does spell convenience with a capital C. I highly recommend you guys give it a shot. You will find a link down in the description below that'll take you to everywhere you need to be to download it and give it a try. Again, it is free, like I said, and there's also a beautiful mobile version, which I'm going to show you right quick. Here we go. Mobile version, bam. Works exactly the same way. It's even prettier on the mobile version. If you look at it, I also have ultraviolet here. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, link is down in the description below. Go ahead and give it a try. If you love it, which you probably will, great. If you don't love it, also no problem. With a couple of easy clicks, you could get rid of it. Also, don't be afraid of setting all of the settings from your old browser to the new one, because that is with 2 clicks, you can import everything and you're just immediately ready to go, which was one of my greater worries. So there you have it, guys. Enjoy Opera GX. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comment section below if you did or didn't. And yeah, enjoy. Let's go on with the video. Okay, so let's start from top to bottom. The best augment out of the whole bunch, all the way down to the arguably worst out of the whole bunch. So the best one, in my opinion, is, as anticipated, Shakazulu's heal augment, the vampiric grasp. What does it do? Well, if you steal enemies' weapons and those stolen weapons deal damage to enemies that are also affected by any of your 3 lost abilities, that damage will heal you. And this mod is super easy to put into Shakazulu. There's plenty of stuff that you can sacrifice or trade off in order to make it fit, and it works really, really well. I was trying this on Steel Path, and it was actually annoying trying to get myself to die. It's really nice. I love it. It has great flow, and it feels Right, now I can have my Shakazulu self-heal without really having to do anything. I can heal simply by playing Shakazulu well, you know, making sure that I keep stealing weapons, making sure that I have the enemies baited into the area where I need them, so that they can become infected, or affected rather, by one of my lost abilities and therefore heal me. It's just really good. It works well with all of his synergies. To me, this is a really awesome augment, and it's something that you should definitely get your hands onto if you have to decide which ones to go for. So much for Shakazulu, there's not much more to say. It's an awesome augment. You can't go wrong. You legit cannot go wrong. The second place I would say I would give to Lavos's Swift Bite. Okay, so this is an augment for his first. What do you have to do? You have to hit at least 4 enemies with it, and it will reduce the cooldown of your abilities by 4 seconds. On top of that, it will also grant you an extra 30% range. Now, even though this augment isn't all that amazing on paper, and it really doesn't do all that much in practice either, except make Lavos a little bit more accessible, actually, for everyone. Lavos is a very spammy frame. It's a frame that you're going to want to spam a lot with. There's going to be a lot of holding, there's going to be a lot of double tapping, and all these things because his abilities have very funky mechanics, and he's a status monster. So if you can build him in any way that helps you alleviate some of that input spam from the player, it just makes him more accessible and easier to use. I mean, on top of that, a little bit of extra range also helps with healing, because the more enemies you hit, the better that is, right? So this augment legit can't be bad. It's not amazing, it helps, but it's not super necessary, but it certainly also isn't bad at the same time. Does that make any sense? So if you have to choose between Shakazulu and this one, then, I mean, you probably want to go with Shakazulu, but if you're an avid Lavos player, then this is definitely the one to go with. I really didn't notice anything negative about it or anything bad about it. It is super easy to build into Lavos. Again, just like with Shakazulu's augment, there is plenty of stuff that you can trade off in order to make this augment fit, and like I said, the augment has no negative downsides at all. There's really no reason why you shouldn't be using it on your Lavos. It's only good, just not super necessary, let's put it that way. Okay, and the third spot has to go to Trinity's crit augment. Okay, now that might take some of you guys by surprise. Why? Why is this thing not higher up? I mean, more crits is pretty cool, right? And yes, that is true. The thing is, the way the augment works is based off of how much you heal others and yourself, you gain extra crit chance, okay? It caps out at 350%. There is no base minimum. So even if you build your Trinity in such a manner that she will have her health reduced down to 2 HP only, and then it'll stop, like by, for example, using Gladiator Finesse or Quick Thinking or whatever, and you then bless, you still won't even gain a 100% extra crit chance bonus. You'll be below 100 crit chance. So even if you also fully heal your companion that's with you, and you could somehow time it to where it's just around the single-digit health area, so you gain that maximum, you still will not have much more than 100% extra crit chance. So what you really need for this thing to work is a full squad, and not just a full squad, but if possible, a squad of a bunch of people who are also super low on health constantly. Because in Warframe's landscape today, all of the Warframes are basically gods, right? So if you're playing on levels where you need 350% extra crit chance, right? Then you're probably going to encounter randoms that are confident that they can actually take those levels, you know, like Steel Path, for example. And those kinds of players are not going to need very much healing. They already probably heal themselves, or they're just playing in such a manner that they don't take all that much damage to begin with, and therefore they don't really need your Trinity's help. So unless you really force it, and we tested this on stream live, we had 2 Garudas in our squad that constantly drained their health way down to basically 2 HP, so that I could then bless. When I blessed everybody, then we got kind of close to the cap, and if you bless again, it'll add on to it, and you can hit that cap, but it's like really inconvenient. So it's not a bad mod at all, it's just not very reliable, and it's based off of too many other factors. So Again, it's one of those mods, you can put it on your Trinity if it doesn't ruin whatever build it is you're running right now, because the mod doesn't hurt. It's just not super practical because you just really can't reliably use it all the time. So it just kind of begs the question, why even bother if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do reliably? You know what I mean? Another thing that I notice about that is 350% extra crit chance. That should be red crits. I noticed that that doesn't necessarily always happen. I tried it with an Emprex that already almost red crits all by itself. On top of that, I got the full damage bonus of 300, not damage bonus, but crit chance bonus of 350%. And there was a lot of orange in there. There was a lot of orange in there, which kind of threw me off. So I don't know what exactly is going on. The mod doesn't hurt, but the mod ain't all that great either. And on the fourth and last place is, of course, the only thing that's left over, and that's Shakazulu's fourth ability augment, the Relentless Lost. Now, this augment isn't on the last spot because it is the least interesting or least useful or least strong, powerful augment out of the bunch. This one's on the last spot because it's just straight up bad. Okay, so what does the augment do first? Upon casting one of your lost abilities, you will gain 35% extra ability strength. Okay, so if you're running a Shakazulu with 200% ability strength, which is what most people are probably running anyways, because at 200 strength, you're getting a full armor strip, and that is super important if you like killing things, especially on Steel Path, right? Okay, so if for some reason you would want to make room on your build and remove all of those damage mods and only use this augment, then you could. And in a perfect world, it would be kind of awesome if you use one of your lost abilities and use it again and again until you get the 3 times stacked bonus from it. You can really help yourself out with a lot of power strength. But I noticed some issues. See, it also introduces a very annoying mechanic into the way the lost augments work. If you hold the lost ability to cast one, then it normally stays on whichever one you selected. For me, that would be Gaze. I always use Gaze, and sometimes I use Accuse, but mainly Gaze. If I cast Gaze on my regular Shakazulu build, then the rotation stays on Gaze. So if I hold again, it'll be Gaze. If I hold again, it'll be Gaze. The rotation for me is hold, hold, hold. That's my rotation. This augment, however, automatically forces the next rotation. So if I cast Gaze, this augment will cause it to rotate to the next lost ability automatically. Now, if you like playing Shakazulu in such a way that you use all of your lost abilities frequently anyway, then that is actually an assisting convenience. That's just really good because you no longer will have to hold and then tap to cycle, then hold again to tap to cycle. No, again, you're back into that hold, 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 and you will always also build up your full maximum power strength bonus from the augment. But I suspect that there's nobody out there that plays Shakazulu in that way. If there is anyone out there that plays him that way, please let me know. I'd be interested. It's just I don't really see anybody playing Shakazulu to begin with, and the people who do play him, I don't see them using all 3 lost abilities. So even for someone like me who uses mainly Gaze and occasionally Accuse, it's super annoying because I cast my Gaze and then the augment forces the rotation onto the next one, right? And so then I have to rotate twice just to get back to Gaze before I can use it again. So it actually becomes a gameplay inhibitor. You know what I mean? It actually bothers you. And if that weren't the case, then mechanically it wouldn't bother, and you know, you could use it or not use it, take it or leave it. But because of that one mechanic, this augment is just straight up completely terrible, especially because you kind of more or less reliably need to have that 200% power strength or above if you're using Shakazulu for killing stuff, because, you know, enemies that don't have any resistances, they die like flies, right? So I don't really understand why you would want to juggle with that exact value. You know what I mean? If we would get extra range from it, maybe, all right, that would be kind of interesting. But the damage, the power strength, that's something that you want to reliably have as a constant all the time. Of course, if you're going with like a max power strength Shakazulu for whatever reason, then maybe this inconvenience might not bother you because you'll use it in such a manner to get that maximum bonus. But as far as I can tell, I really don't see any use for this augment, and even if you do use it for some of the niche uses where it would be, well, useful, it still is annoying to use because it forcibly rotates your lost abilities, which sucks if you only use 1 or 2 of them, but is great if you intentionally use all 3 frequently. So there are my thoughts on the augments. If you really are in a pinch for plat or standing with the syndicates and you got to make a choice on which one you want to get or which one you want to work toward, then in the following order you should probably look at them. Shakazulu's healing augment, vampiric grasp. Secondly, Lavos' swift bite. Third, Trinity's crit, because why not? And lastly, this one is the only one I actually wouldn't even bother with getting, is Shakazulu's relentless lost augment, because that one's trash in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys use the augments already? Which ones were your favorites and why? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section if you wish to do so. I'll see you next time in the next video. Until then, stay healthy and safe, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this shitty channel and hit that stupid bell button. What is wrong with me? And hit that stupid bell button, and peace the fuck out.